If you're feeling good and you're looking good, you're in the right place. My name's Alan Cox. Thank you for being here. Say hi to Bill Squire, winner of the 2023 Bill Squire Award.
That's right. Creepy hugs, everyone. Thanks for listening to and watching this episode of the Alan Cox Show. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share a cold one with the boys.
Poundcake is back in Studio G.
Afternoon, white people. Hello.
And today is kind of our Friday since we're not doing a show per se tomorrow. We'll be doing a live broadcast. People have been texting me, what are you guys doing tomorrow? And we're going to be live at the Clevelander all day. Right around the corner from our studios here at 668 Euclid. We'll be over there on Huron. That's where you'll find the Clevelander. We get going around 10 a.m. So that would make it, by my math, a mere 6 hours from now. I think they got the math on that right. A mere 6 hours from now. I guess it'd be closer to 20 hours, wouldn't it? 10 o'clock tomorrow morning. And so a lot of the MMS gang will be there. I don't quite know yet who will be there. Bill and I will be there.
Yes, we will.
Rob, our intrepid program director, will be there. I think Dougie's going to come by. I was still cajoling her this morning, trying to make sure that she pops her head in. We don't. Poundcake is still a maybe. We'll see. But nevertheless, it'll be a lot of fun tomorrow. So I hope if you're down here and partying for St. Pat's, you stop by the Clevelander, because that's where we will be. If you want to join us here today, 216-578-1007 or 800-348-1007. You can send me a text if you like, 35192. Thank you to Patty McMudpie, who's getting in on the festivities early, helping out in the video department. I've been running around today trying to get a whole lot of things done since tomorrow is kind of a wash because we'll be over there at the Clevelander. And so usually here at the top of the show, I'll have a couple of pithy remarks. Maybe I'll have an anecdote or two. Top of the show today, Bill, I got nothing.
Nothing?
I got nothing.
Oh.
So what's going on with you guys? Did you win any more awards?
I did not. I just been, did some comedy at East End and then went home and been watching the show You. You haven't watched it.
Gwen watches You. Okay. I don't watch You.
I enjoy You, and it's getting pretty good. The fourth season's wildly different than the other three seasons, and it's making you look at the other seasons in a different light. So I like that about the show. I think it's evolving in a interesting way, and I think it needed that.
That show was making news because Penn Badgley, who is the lead actor in that show, told the producers for this new season that he didn't want to do any sex scenes because he's a married man in real life, and it was important to him to respect that, even despite the fact that he's an actor. He said a lot of these sex scenes feel a little gratuitous. And
a little
so
gratuitous and
I
also
don't want to do
unnecessary.
Is that true?
I feel like
Unnecessary sex.
Well, unnecessary sex scene,
scenes in a
like you
in a show.
You can do the kissing scene and then you know that they're going to bang, but we don't need
it's not
back
the
in the
euphoria.
day. Well, back in the day, you would put that in a movie because you couldn't get it as easily. So you'd put more gratuitous sex scenes in an R-rated movie because then people would show up to see it or they rent it a bunch of times. Pornography is so readily available. Putting it in TV shows just seems silly at this point. Like you don't need to do. Like I'm not. Like Game of Thrones had a lot of nudity and stuff, and never cared. It was just like, okay, there's naked people, but the story is what kept me going. If I want to see naked people, I know where to find them.
Well, yeah, you wouldn't watch it just for the boobs, but boobs are great.
Boobs are great. I'm not complaining about
in a
them.
story that has in a show that has a great story. Boobs added to the story, fantastic.
But when an actor's like, oh, I don't want to show my boobs or I don't want to do gratuitous sex scenes, I never begrudge them for that, especially a show like You, because they don't go that far. Like they don't show nudity like all the way, and it's one of those things where it's just like that soft core like
Skinamax.
Yeah, like
Red Shoe
kissing
Diaries.
and like scratching. Like it's not really all that sexy to me.
Well, that's why I got the vibe. Penn Badgley would go on to say that his comments in that were blown out of proportion. He goes, it's not that big of a deal. He goes, I just didn't want things that didn't seem to fit there. But You, to me, seemed like a chick show, and I think maybe that's why I didn't watch it.
I mean, it is more geared towards, I watch it with my girlfriend, and I've enjoyed it So but it's definitely more geared towards women that I would say are into the true crime,
That's my wife.
psychology of a killer type show. But it's entertaining enough that I'm like, there's some cheesy parts of this show, but I'm going to look past it and just enjoy it for what it is.
So should I be worried when I come home and Gwen's watching these with a notepad?
Only if the notepad is matching his traits to your traits.
Oh, well.
If that's the case, then you should be worried.
I am a sociopath, so I don't know if we have anything in common. You know, I watched the finale. I don't know if anybody's
I
watching.
thought you were a Cancer.
That too. I'm on the cusp. I watched the finale of The Last of Us, which is very, very entertaining. I didn't play the game, but I was familiar with it. But the show is just dynamite. That Pedro Pascal's awesome. But you mentioning Game of Thrones, I didn't know that Bella Ramsey came from Game of Thrones. She's a British actress. She plays the girl on The Last of Us, and she does an American accent. But because I didn't watch Game of Thrones, I didn't know that she had done anything before this.
Yeah, she plays like the young queen.
Okay.
Like I don't even know if she was a queen, but she was like a young leader of a house.
Okay.
And she was pretty badass on the show.
Well, I know
honestly.
a lot of people blew up from Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
I can't keep track of them. I mean, Alfie Allen, who was the bad guy in the first John Wick, I know he came out of Game of Thrones. But The Last of Us was dynamite. And I'm sure people who played that game enjoyed it a lot more. But just as a standalone show, I thought it was great. But I didn't know that she had done it. I thought they did a casting call and here's our girl. I knew she was English, but I didn't know that she had been in anything. And then somebody's like, oh, no, she was in Game of Thrones. I was like, oh, well, that's why I don't know about that. But, yeah, okay, whatever. So Poundcake has no problem with people's gratuitous sex scenes. He would like more gratuitous sex scenes in everything, I would imagine.
Well, you don't even need to make it a scene. Make it the whole show. I don't need the rest. I don't need... Maybe a little bit of storyline would be nice, but yeah, no.
Okay. Welcome to Gratuitous Sex Scenes Weekly here on a whole show.
I'm really surprised at myself that I didn't get like HBO Max. Is that what Euphoria is on, or is on Showtime?
HBO, yeah.
But because that's all I hear. From all the girls. A lot of girls watch it, and all I hear is, I can't believe you don't watch Euphoria. There's a bunch of male nudity in there.
Well, there's a legit porn star in that show too. That Cherry Chloe or Chloe Cherry or something like that. There's a girl who they got from porn, and she's in Euphoria, and they say she's a great actress. They just got her from porn.
Is Zendaya nude in there?
No clue.
Okay.
I know
I've never watched that show. That one seems too weird for me.
I was surprised with Zendaya. And granted, she's a grown woman. I was surprised at the continuous. You want to talk about gratuitous? The continuous full frontal nudity in the latest Spider-Man movie. I could not believe she's running around, everything flopping, and I finally got around to watching that most recent Spider-Man movie. Boy, I loved Spider-Man growing up. These movies are insufferable. They're too long. There's too many characters. I'm like, guys, you don't have to stuff every person in these movies.
Well,
give me a break.
They stuffed a lot into the last one. I loved
Boy,
it.
they
I
did.
thought it was great.
Oh. Okay, listen. We did it. I got to take a break here. If you want to text for something, 35192. Our buddy Jim Tews is stopping in again today. He's an Alan Cox Show comedy tour alum. He's one of Bill Squire's oldest friends. And he's playing Hilarities tonight. Funny dude. He's joined us in the past, and he's in town again, so we'll catch up with him later on. And we will be back after these.
It's the Alan Cox Show.